Welcome to another deep dive. You know how this works. We grab a pile of sources, condense it all down, and bring you the need-to-know stuff. But today, we're going to switch things up a little bit. We're taking a look at the life of George Foreman, pretty remarkable guy, and we're going to do it quiz style. It'll be fun, it'll be engaging, and hopefully you'll walk away knowing even more about him than you did before.
We've gone through news articles, biographies, even stuff from George Foreman's own website, all to get a well-rounded picture. This isn't just about random trivia. We want you to really get a feel for his life, the ups and downs, the whole journey.
Yeah, exactly. We've put together 25 multiple choice questions covering all sorts of things: his time in the Olympics, his heavyweight titles, that whole unexpected career shift he had, and just the lasting impact he's had.
Okay, so here's how we're going to do it. I'll ask a question, give you 3 possible answers, and then we'll chat a bit about it before I reveal the correct answer. Feel free to play along at home, see how well you do. It'll be interesting to see what you already know and what might surprise you.
All right, let's kick things off. Question 1. What year did George Foreman win his Olympic gold medal? A, 1964, B, 1968, or C, 1972?
Winning an Olympic gold medal, it can really launch a boxer's career. It's not just about proving you're the best amateur. It's about getting noticed, getting those professional scouts interested, and getting your name out there to the public. And for Foreman, this early win, it kind of foreshadowed the powerhouse he was about to become.
Oh, absolutely. And of course, we're talking about the 1968 Summer Olympics in Mexico City. That was a pretty eventful year all around, globally speaking. The correct answer is B, 1968.
All right, question 2. What was George Foreman's nickname? Was it A, Little George, B, Big George, or C, Mighty George?
I think this one's pretty obvious, right? Just look at the guy. 6'3", that huge reach. He was a pretty imposing figure in the ring. You gotta admit, the nickname fits.
It really does. You hear Big George, and you instantly picture that size, that power. And you're right, the answer is B, Big George.
Moving right along. Question 3. In which fight did Foreman famously knock down Joe Frazier 6 times? Was it A, the Rumble in the Jungle, B, the Sunshine Showdown, or C, the fight of the century?
This was back in 1973, and this fight, it really put Foreman on the map as a force to be reckoned with. To go up against a tough guy like Frazier and dominate like that, 6 knockdowns in the second round, it was a statement, and it led him straight to his first world heavyweight title.
You said it. That second round knockout, it was brutal, just sheer power. The answer is B, the Sunshine Showdown.
Okay, question 4. This one's a big one. What was the outcome of Foreman's fight against Muhammad Ali in 1974? A, Foreman won by KO. B, Foreman lost by KO. Or C, it was a draw.
The Rumble in the Jungle in Kinshasa, Zaire, that was a huge event. Worldwide attention on that fight, and a lot of people thought Foreman had it in the bag going in.
He was the favorite, definitely. But Ali, he had a trick up his sleeve, that famous rope-a-dope strategy, and it worked. Foreman goes down. Shocked a lot of folks. Definitely a turning point in boxing history. So the answer is B, Foreman lost by KO.
Question 5. How many times did Foreman become the heavyweight champion? A, once, B, twice, or C, 3 times?
This one's interesting. It hints at one of the greatest comebacks in sports history. Most athletes, they have their peak, and that's it. But Foreman, he managed to climb back to the top years later, against all odds.
Totally. To win the title back that late in his career in a sport like boxing, almost unheard of. The answer is B, twice.
Next up, question 6. This one might surprise you. What unusual career path did Foreman pursue after boxing? Was it A, professional chef, B, minister and author, or C, stand-up comedian?
Back in 1977, Foreman had a pretty profound spiritual experience. Changed his whole outlook, really. He stepped away from boxing for a good while.
Complete 180 from his life as a boxer. He dedicated himself to his faith, became an ordained minister, and started writing, sharing his experiences and thoughts. He even founded the George Foreman Youth Center in Houston. The answer is B, minister and author.
Question 7. What product is George Foreman most famously associated with these days? A, blender, B, grill, or C, microwave oven?
I'm willing to bet this is what most people think of first when they hear his name. It's become such a staple, a household name. Speaks volumes about his branding power.
Oh, absolutely. The George Foreman lean, mean, fat-reducing grilling machine, it's a phenomenon. So B, grill, is the answer.
All right, question 8. At what age did Foreman pull off that amazing comeback and reclaim the heavyweight title in 1994? A, 40, B, 45, or C, 50?
It was incredible, his return to boxing in the 90s. And not only was he competing at that age in such a demanding sport, but he was winning. At that level, it was just mind-blowing.
Blew everyone's expectations out of the water, became the oldest heavyweight champ in history. Pretty inspiring, really. The answer is B, 45.
Question 9. What was George Foreman's final professional boxing record when he retired? A, 76 wins, 5 losses. B, 60 wins, 10 losses. Or C, 50 wins, 20 losses.
Yeah, he had those high-profile losses.
Yeah.
But you look at his overall record, and it's clear the guy was a winner. Dominated the sport for a long time.
No doubt about it. Those are some seriously impressive numbers, a testament to his skill and longevity. The answer is A, 76 wins, 5 losses.
Question 10. Back to that legendary fight with Ali. What was the name of that boxing strategy Ali used to take down Foreman in '74? Was it A, I float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, B, rope-a-dope, or C, the Ali shuffle?
It was a risky strategy, but man, it paid off big time for Ali in the rumble in the jungle.
A rope-a-dope. Ali basically leaned back against the ropes, let Foreman tire himself out, throwing those power punches. It was part endurance, part psychology. Really smart move. The answer is B, rope-a-dope.
Okay, question 11. And what was the official name of that legendary Foreman-Ali fight in Zaire? Was it A, the Rumble in the Jungle, B, the Clash of Titans, or C, the Battle Royale?
This fight, it's more than just boxing history. It's a cultural touchstone. Everybody knows about the Rumble in the Jungle.
You're absolutely right. It resonated way beyond the sport itself, a big cultural moment. The answer is A, the Rumble in the Jungle.
Question 12. How many knockouts did Foreman rack up over his entire career? A, 68, B, 75, or C?
80.
This just highlights his power, you know. They didn't call him Big George for nothing. When he connected, people went down.
68 knockouts. That's a serious number. Tells you everything you need to know about his ability to end a fight quickly and decisively. The answer is A, 68.
All right, question 13. What made Foreman's comeback in the 90s so unique? A, he fought with one hand tied behind his back. B, he was way older than most of his opponents. Or C, he wore a clown costume.
Well, I can definitely tell you it wasn't A or C. He was going up against guys half his age, and that's what made his comeback so incredible.
His age was a constant topic of conversation, and he just kept proving everyone wrong. The answer is B, he was older than most of his opponents.
Question 14. This is about that fight where Foreman just dominated Frazier. Remember the famous line Howard Cosell shouted during the match? A, down goes Frazier. B, it's over. Or C, what a knockout. Howard Cosell, his commentary, it was always part of the excitement of those big fights. And that particular line, when Frazier went down, it's just seared into everyone's memory.
Yeah, instantly recognizable. A classic piece of boxing commentary. The answer is A, down goes Frazier.
Question 15. This one's about Foreman's early days. Before he found boxing, what sport did he excel in? A, basketball, B, football, or C, boxing?
It's interesting, Foreman wasn't a boxer from childhood. He actually got into it later on through the Job Corps program.
Yeah, his athletic success really took off once he discovered boxing. So the answer is C, boxing.
All right, question 16. Where did George Foreman grow up? A, Houston, Texas, B, Los Angeles, California, or C, Chicago, Illinois?
His childhood in Houston's Fifth Ward, that wasn't easy. A lot of challenges to overcome.
To go from those tough beginnings to becoming a global icon, that shows his grit, his determination. The answer is A, Houston, Texas.
Question 17. Foreman's done a lot outside of boxing, especially with that grill, but what else has he achieved? A, winning a Grammy Award, B, hosting a cooking show, or C, writing a best-selling novel?
Yeah, with that grill taking off, Foreman, he's a charismatic guy. He made the jump to television, did some cooking shows, that sort of thing.
Used his fame, his passion for food, turned it into another success story. The answer is B, hosting a cooking show.
Question 18. Foreman had a particular way of describing his fighting style, a phrase he's known for. Was it A, hit and run, B, bigger is better, or C, knockout or nothing?
Bigger is better. It just sums him up perfectly, doesn't it? His approach was straightforward, powerful. He had the size, he had the strength, and he used it.
No messing around. Simple, direct, effective. That was his philosophy. The answer is B, bigger is better.
Question 19. What year did George Foreman finally hang up his gloves and retire from professional boxing for good? A, 1995, B, 1997, or C, 2000?
After that incredible comeback, after all those fights, he finally called it quits in the late 90s.
His boxing career spanned decades. That's some serious dedication to a demanding sport. The answer is B, 1997.
Okay, question 20. How many children does George Foreman have? A, 4, B, 5, or C, 6.
He's got a big family, and there's a fun fact about his sons' names that I think people might find interesting.
6 kids, and get this, all 5 of his sons are named George Edward Foreman. Each one has a different nickname, though. The answer is C, 6.
Question 21. Before Big George stuck, what was one of Foreman's other nicknames early in his boxing career? A, the Juggernaut, B, the Big Bang, or C, the Mongoose?
The Juggernaut. Man, that's a fitting name. Really captures the unstoppable force he was back then.
It paints a picture, doesn't it? Pure power, unstoppable momentum. The answer is A, the Juggernaut.
Question 22. Which heavyweight champ did Foreman defeat to win his first championship title? A, Joe Frazier, B, Ken Norton, or C, Ron Lyle?
That win, it was a defining moment for Foreman. That's when he reached the top of the heavyweight division.
It was a huge victory, a changing of the guard. He took down a formidable opponent and became the new champion. The answer is A, Joe Frazier.
Question 23. This one might seem a bit out of left field. What unusual product, considering his background as a boxer, did Foreman heavily promote and sell on those TV infomercials? A, hair products, B, fitness equipment, or C, grills for cooking burgers?
It might seem normal now, but back then, seeing a boxing champ on TV selling grills, it was a bit different. But it worked. His enthusiasm, his direct approach, it really helped make those grills popular.
He became the face of the product, and his endorsements were incredibly effective. The answer is C, grills for cooking burgers.
Question 24. What was the main reason Foreman gave for creating his line of grills? A, to make a lot of money, B, to support his youth center, or C, to promote healthier eating?
Well, I'm sure the financial aspect and supporting his youth center played a role. But the message he pushed with those grills, the thing he kept emphasizing, was healthier cooking.
Yeah, that focus on reducing fat and cooking, it resonated with a lot of people. The answer is C, to promote healthier eating habits.
Okay, last question, number 25. What really made George Foreman a household name, a figure known even to people who don't follow boxing? Was it A, becoming an ordained minister, B, the massive success of the George Foreman Grill, or C, writing his autobiography?
His ministry touched lives, and his book reached a lot of people. But the grill, that was something else. It became so popular, so ubiquitous, it made him a mainstream celebrity.
It really went way beyond the boxing world. He became a recognizable face to a huge audience. The answer is B, the massive success of the George Foreman Grill.
Well, there you have it. Our deep dive into the life of George Foreman, Olympic gold, heavyweight champ, man of faith, and successful businessman. He's done it all.
Amazing career, really. Foreman's story is one of resilience, reinvention, finding success in different areas. It makes you think, doesn't it? What can we learn from his ability to adapt, to find new paths? What unexpected turns could lead to our own successes?
Some food for thought, for sure. And if something about George Foreman's story really grabbed your attention, we encourage you to keep exploring. There's a lot more to discover.
Always keep learning. Keep asking those questions.
We'll see you on our next deep dive.
Thanks for joining us.